Hello everybody and welcome back to Pathfinder Plays, to my segment, Random Questions from the Dead Matter Discord. Let's begin. Are dynamic events gonna be added to the game, asks I'm Tyrone. Onyx says yes. Sandro322, what about lowering and raising the windows in the car? Are we gonna be able to do it? Joka says yes, Onyx agrees, and because of the window mechanism, Sandro says that's dope, this is going to be the best survival game. Keep up the good work, I love windows. Unforgiving asks, are zombies capable of opening doors with doorknobs? Santi Shirky Baby says no, but important to note, if the zombies hear you, they can try to beat their way through. If there's windows, they can climb through the windows, so just because your door has a doorknob does not mean you are necessarily safe. Sandro322, is there going to be bear traps? Onyx says that's planned. Puppet Master, how will we get new house furniture? Is it going to be a crafting system, or will we have to go find it and drag it back home? Reggie Bless says it's planned to be a crafting system. Blue Engines asks, is the zombie we see the finished result, or will it look creepier later on? Joka says, the zombies right now is a placeholder until later, which is absolutely true. The zombies are placeholders. They have released photos of both male and female versions of the infected, but as far as probably some details of the looks and the animations, which I know are being worked on, the zombies are not done yet. Blue Engines, do they know what the finished zombie will look like, or are they still making the concepts? Gunschlinger says what I just said, which is that they are actively working on them. Cardinal94, what exactly is the reason you don't want to add mutated zombies? Vidka says realism, I guess, thematic stuff. Santa Shirky Baby says we are fans of zombies, not so much of the mutant zombies. They like the idea of having really realistic infected things, just people who got sick and turned, not perhaps Resident Evil kind of zombies. Cardinal94 says, IDK, I would love a big brute chasing me down. You know what? Never mind. Vitka, I would want to do injury mutated zombies, but that's a lot different from like a Dead Space zombie, I guess, or something like The Thing. Shirk says, they can be cool in other scenarios, but for Dead Matter, we don't want anything other than just normal, classic zombies. Now, what they are meaning by the injury mutated zombies, they're talking about like say a zombie fell inside barbed wire or whatever, it's now going to be a zombie covered in barbed wire. You can't get near it too much. If it grabs onto you, you're going to have a lot more things to worry about than just to bite or claw on, because simply touching it is going to be giving yourselves lacerations. Or perhaps a zombie who has a bunch of like metal shards or shrapnel sticking out of it. Maybe it fell out of a window and now it's covered in glass shards. I don't know. There's so many different things that you could probably do, but that's kind of what they're referring to. Which if they put those into the game, that would be kind of special. Catching the cats, apparently with flex tape. Will the NPCs be recruitable to your settlement/home base? Hank says that is planned, but it's far down the road. Shaba! Can your base be raided when offline? Reggie Bless says yes, you'll want to fortify your base to prevent that as much as possible. There's a lot of debate as to whether offline raiding should be allowed, and I think the obvious answer is yes. One of the people in my comment section said that one of the reasons Rust is so popular is because people live in the game. There is no logging out for your player. They stay there. You have to find a safe place to log out. But along with that comes the fact that your base can be raided at any time. I know some games actually, your base just gets wiped off the map whenever you log out, and then whenever you log back in, the base comes back. That seems like a very abusable system, and makes you unraidable, essentially, unless people were to catch you in a very opportune time. So I think it's a good thing that you can be raided offline. Yes, it sucks whenever it happens, but you will have defenses to make it more difficult. You will be able to set your traps and snares and alarm system, whether that be technological or man-made. And depending on where you built your base at, You could easily set it up to where only you know how to maneuver in your own base, and if there's zombies all around, if somebody tries to break in, remember, if they make noise and zombies come, they still have to make it out. Just because they make it into your base, to your good stuff, does not mean they're done. They have to be able to clear the base, get the gear, and make it out with making as minimal noise as possible to secure their loot. Because there's bandits, and there's factions, and there's the zombies. Obviously, this will differentiate some tiers of severity, depending on where that base is. If you're in a rural area, you won't have to worry about zombies, I suppose, too much. Factions, who knows? But if you're in the urban area, say you claimed a building downtown, yeah, they're gonna have to worry a lot about zombies and making noise. Moving on. Last question, says Starkey. Rust has a tool cupboard to prevent other players from building around your base. Will something like this be implemented? Havoc Hank says there is no free building, so that's not a problem. However, it could be a problem in terms of building claiming. I don't think it's impossible for you to claim a building and then a larger group to come along and claim other buildings around you. Now, it would be interesting to see how that plays out, because if they're not large enough to actually support those buildings, then over time they would become decrepit, they wouldn't be sustainable. However, if they're just using them as extra spawn points, because you can spawn in your base, say you have a group of 3 people, they claim 3 buildings surrounding your base, you kill one, and there is a group system in the game, can those people who you just killed spawn in any one of the buildings that aren't claimed? Or can groups only claim a single building? I don't know. If somebody knows, please answer it, because now I'm just confused. Still Centurion asks, it would be nice to have to be able to... What? It would be nice to have to be able to take zombies down silently and effectively. Is it also one hit to the head for zombies, both guns and melee? Havoc Hank says it won't always be one hit, it will depend on the weapon, which I, once again, agree with. Tack! Will there be a mining system in wood gathering? The reason why I ask is, if the world around us decays over time like buildings and cars and such, and I'm sure at some point the metal and wood will fully rot away or be unusable. So with that being said, will there be a mining system to mine and smelt metal and wood cutting from trees to make boards and all that to be able to repair metal and wood items? Havoc Hank says, no, the world will not decay like that. The amount of resources and the severe performance hit required to make that kind of a server would be absolutely insane. Maybe in the future with some other game. Maybe this game. But, like, that's almost unreal right now. Maybe a AAA studio can do something like that. That's always possible, I suppose. But the world decays through means of NPCs devolving, food slowing down, never halting completely, water pumps and electricity shutting off, gas stations running out of fuel, but if a gas station does have fuel after that period, it will always have fuel. Things like that. It will be noticeable, but it won't be so extravagant. True North. Will there be a mall in Calgary? And Onyx says, yes. Electric Dingo. Will we have major landmarks like McLeod Trail and Princess Island Park and Calgary Tower, etc.? And Hank says there will be some identifying locations and landmarks, not sure of exactly all which ones. Electric Dingo says, and maybe the blue ring, crying smiley face, and yes, actually, they did put that magnificent landmark in the game, primarily as jest, I think, because from what I gather from my research, lots of Canadians hate it, and it's just a cesspool of tragic taxpayer usage and kind of an eyesore. Kay asks, how will storage work in claimed bases? Can we build storages for things? Do we just place things in spots and they stay there? How will it work? Joka says you can place things in existing containers within the house. I also believe Nick's system allows for items to be placed out in the open on a container in this example. That is all true, but I also think it's possible to craft your own storage, given that it's under the category of furniture that we just learned earlier in this video that we are able to craft. In terms of repairing vehicles, I don't know what happened to the actual question post, but Onyx did reply to that, and Onyx says there will be some components you'll need to fix/replace, but it's not going to be a mechanic simulator or anything like that, though the dashboard does work. which will be very nice in first person. And ladies and gentlemen, that is all the questions I have for you today, and if you guys found value in this, if you guys enjoyed this, and if you like scares, survival, and scavenging, consider hitting that subscribe button and hitting that bell button, perhaps even sharing this with your friends or whoever you think would enjoy Dead Matter. And I will see you all in the next one. Path out.